Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we make sense of the financial jungle. And let me tell you, Enliven Therapeutics Inc. has an interesting update for us today. It seems someone hit the undo button on a press release. Before we dive into what this means, if you love getting clear, no-nonsense breakdowns of company filings without the jargon, hit that subscribe button. And hey, we've got a fantastic community over on Discord, linked in the description below, where we chat about these reports and much more. So stick around after this video and join the conversation. Alright, so what we have here is an amendment to a previous filing in 8T. Think of it as a correction stamp on a document already sent. The company Enliven Therapeutics Incorporated originally filed a report on the 12th of November 2025, and now they're back to fix something. The reason for this amendment, as they clearly state, is to correct a mistake in a press release they attached to that original filing. Specifically, they say it's to correct the press release they attached as Exhibit 99.1. So, the original announcement about their financial results was a bit off and they're publishing a revised version. This section is where they talk about the company's performance. On that same date, the 12th of November 2025, they put out a press release about their financial results for the quarter that ended on the 30th of September 2025. And that press release, in its corrected form, is what is attached here. Now, the crucial part would be the corrected press release itself, which is Exhibit 99.1. This is where the actual financial numbers and the company's narrative about those numbers are. Unfortunately, the actual content of that press release isn't directly in this filing, but it is referenced as the main piece of information being corrected. What we can infer is that the initial release had some errors in how they presented their results for the third quarter of 2025. Usually these kinds of corrections happen when there is a mistake in revenue figures, net income, or perhaps some key performance indicators that the market watches closely. A correction could mean numbers were stated too high or too low, impacting how investors perceive the company's health. For instance, if they initially overstated revenue, investors might have been unnecessarily optimistic. If they understated it, they might have missed out on investor interest. The fact that they are filing an amendment suggests the correction is significant enough to warrant public notice. It is a way for the company to maintain transparency and correct the record. The company is publicly traded on the Nasdaq Global Select Market under the ticker symbol ELVN. This means their stock is available for anyone to buy and sell, and the market's reaction to their financial results, even corrected ones, can be swift. Enliven Therapeutics Incorporated is identified as an emerging growth company. This is important because it means they have certain regulatory leniencies, especially regarding financial reporting standards. They also have the option to delay adopting new or revised accounting rules, which can sometimes give them a temporary boost in reported financial figures compared to more established companies. However, in this report, they have elected not to use that extended transition period for new accounting standards, meaning they are complying with the latest rules. Now let's think about what this correction means when a company files an amendment to its financial results. It is a signal that something in their original announcement wasn't accurate. This could be a simple typo, an error in calculation, or something more complex in how they're reporting their earnings or condition. For investors, it is a red flag to pay closer attention. While the company is fixing the mistake, it does raise questions about the internal processes that allowed the error to occur in the first place. The focus here is on item 2.02, which covers the results of operations and financial condition. This is the heart of any financial filing for investors. They are releasing their third quarter earnings. A correction to these earnings could impact the stock price, analyst ratings, and overall investor confidence. What we're missing is the specific data from the corrected press release. If the corrected press release showed significantly better or worse numbers than the original, that would be the big story. For example, if the original release mistakenly reported a profit of $10 million, but the corrected one shows a loss of $1 million. That is a huge swing and very impactful. Or if revenue was stated as $50 million, but the corrected version says $40 million, that is a 20% difference, meaning they are actually bringing in 1/5 less money than initially announced. However, since the actual figures aren't detailed here, we have to assume the correction is about clarifying information rather than a dramatic shift in performance that would bankrupt or make the company overnight. Companies often correct minor errors like a misplaced decimal point or a misstatement of a specific non-key metric. The fact that this is an amendment to an 8K means it's about a significant event that happened between their regular quarterly reports. Earnings releases are always significant events. And finally, the report is signed by Samuel Kintz, the President and Chief Executive Officer. This confirms that the company's top leadership is aware of and responsible for this filing. So, what is my take on this? Enliven Therapeutics Incorporated, as an emerging growth company, is navigating the public markets. The filing of an ATA for a corrected press release on its financial results is a procedural step to ensure accuracy. While it doesn't reveal the specific numbers that were changed, it indicates a commitment to transparency, albeit after an initial slip-up. The key takeaway is that while the announcement itself is about correcting data, it doesn't provide new financial performance figures that we can analyze in depth here. We would need to see the actual content of the corrected press release to assess the company's financial health, its revenue trends, or its profitability. For now, we know they've corrected their earnings announcement for the third quarter of 2025. It is a reminder that even sophisticated companies can make mistakes, and it is how they handle those mistakes that often speaks volumes. In this case, they're using the formal amendment process to set the record straight. Alright, that is our breakdown of Enliven Therapeutics Incorporated's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Do you think corrections like these impact investor trust significantly, or are they just a normal part of business? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.